Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. John, myself, what's your on the show tonight is Bridgeman and Linda. Evening, people.
Evening, Oxford. Evening, Bridgeman. Evening, everyone. I hope you're all keeping well.
Well, can I say a huge good evening to you two guys? Massive good evening to guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Guys
and gals, yes.
Sorry. Well done.
Linda knows what I'm talking about.
It's a general term, Bridge.
Yeah,
of course.
I thought he was having a moment there, Linda.
Oh. not that one again.
How are you, Bridge?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much.
Mrs. Bridge on the mend.
Mrs. Bridge is getting better all the time. She stopped throwing so much, but Rain's getting better. So.
I think a good thing to test the fitness is the stairs, Bridge. Get the stairs, get the bucket ready, and get the stairs done. That's always a good fitness test.
Oh wow, yeah. I remember those days. Tell me about it. I had to do it. My mother would have killed me if I hadn't done it. You know, I didn't get much today because I had sisters. You know, it was only when one of them wasn't well. I would end up having to get it done. You know,
get the stairs done. How are you, Linda?
Yeah, very well, Ox. Thank you. Just braving the weather in Scotland. I think there's another storm on its way, but I'm sure we'll get through it, and looking forward to tomorrow night.
Yes, I've seen the storms affected the fixtures. The Dean St Mirren game was called off the day. In fact, it was actually called off last week, but we just got the email today confirming it, Linda.
Good one, Ox. Good one.
You know,
I love it.
You know, so
Imagine fire.
All right, so Linda, we've not heard from you. We heard from Bridge Monday. Give us your reflection on the weekend's action, and maybe even we've not heard from you since last Thursday. I bet you had a moment or four watching that game.
Oh yes, we had a few moments in our house. Yes, I think in last week we were on the night before, wasn't we? Myself and Albie, and we were just wanting to still be in the tie like everybody else, Ox, and we had some great discussions, and we couldn't believe the game when it was 3-0. You were in total dreamland, and I think we would have well taken 4-2, wouldn't we? And we've given ourselves a really great chance tomorrow night to get through the tie. And then obviously all the highs and the lows of supporting Rangers, it just comes sort of thick and fast, doesn't it? And I've got to say to you, Sunday was one of the most disappointing sort of days this season as far as I'm concerned. The team played well, they did deserve to win, and obviously should have done enough to go over the line. But I can't help but mention the refereeing, and I know you've covered it, and we've got to look after ourselves, Ox, but we're perfectly entitled to expect the referees to get those decisions right, Ox.
The big decision for me, Linda, if I'm being honest, was the Sakala. Yeah. Because it was so close to the ball and there's no debate, I would expect the linesman and referee to be following the ball, and if something happens to your right or you can't see it, you can't give it. But that was where the ball was, and I'll be honest with you, I thought it was a big miss with both the officials. Yeah,
I would agree, and an embarrassing miss as well, when it's not only been talked about up here, but it's been spoken about down south. You know, they get obviously referees to look at incidents and comment on them, and I think it says it all when a certain BBC One programme calls out the two penalties and highlights them. It did take us a wee while to go over that on Sunday, I must admit, and then obviously things that happened elsewhere, penalties not given. We need to look after ourselves, Ox. I totally accept that. I do understand that, but they're game changers, and they're things that are affecting league positions and league tallies in terms of points, etc. So that was a hard one to take on Sunday. It really was really, really difficult to sort of move on from that, but we need to.
I'm not even going to bring my partner in to discuss it because Mrs. Bridges warned me.
But can I just say, I 100% agree with what Linda said, and I don't know if you know how I feel about all this. And as far as I'm concerned, that game against Dundee United, that was a £20 million game. We need to win that, as far as I'm concerned. Because if we don't win this league, that's where we lost it. Possibly even lost it before that at the Aberdeen game, but that was a terrible, terrible, terrible game for Rangers to play the way we played, because it was like the second half. I was saying it was like 90% Rangers, possession-wise, and we pummeled their goalkeeper, their goal. No offence, no effect. Anyway, I'm no more. I've had enough of it.
Yes. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do if it's okay with you too. We'll hear through our gaffer. We'll have a quick comment on, then we'll get the phone lines open, yeah?
Sounds like a plan.
Let's hear through our gaffer, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst.
Giovanni and Leon. Giovanni, can you give us an update in terms of team-wise injury worries ahead of tomorrow night? Do you have any concerns? Will Aaron Ramsey be back in the matchday squad?
Aaron won't be in the squad tomorrow, and apart from him and Giannis, we have everyone available for the match tomorrow.
Leon, we've learned this morning that Erling Haaland hasn't made the trip over to Glasgow as a defender that would be potentially coming up against him tomorrow. Do you see that as a bonus for yourself and for the squad?
Yes and no. I think in these competitions you want to compete against the best. I think he's one of the best at the moment. So from that perspective, it's a sad thing. But if you look at what he means to Dortmund, is obviously, or surely it's a disadvantage to them. It's going to weaken them up front a little bit. But then again, they've got enough to compensate, not with the same level probably. But so it's mixed feelings. Definitely, I'm not going to complain about that, though.
Obviously, an incredible result last week and a demonstration of how you can compete against a top European team. And just with that in mind, I wanted to ask you how far you believe that you can go in this competition.
Well, I can believe we can pass this round, which is the most important thing. As you said, we had a great performance last week. We're all happy with the game we played. We also know it's only halfway. So tomorrow we're going to face, again, a very good team, a very strong team in Europe. And we have to be ready to overcome them. We're in a good position to play the second game. But I think our focus tomorrow will be to play as strong as possible and try to win the game. I think that's our intention for tomorrow.
Hi, Giovanni. Do you think you surprised Dortmund last week with your approach? And can you do that again come tomorrow night? And just kind of a supplementary to that, tying in with this, can we sitting back be asking for trouble against a team like Dortmund?
Well, I don't know if we surprised them. I think not for the question, not for us. But I think we played really well. We play in our strength. We make sure at moments we press them high. So I think they definitely have a better view how strong we are as a team. Myself also have a better view on their way of playing. So I don't think we have any secrets anymore tomorrow. So it's going to be a very exciting game, and I think a game that you want to play and you want to coach. As you said, sitting deep is, I think sometimes you get in positions and moments in games when you have to, but I think what we did well last week is also at the right time, press them a little bit higher, try to win the ball and to be dangerous. But to begin the game and sit deep, I don't think that's in our system, and it's only so we have to avoid it.
Dortmund's away record this season, both domestically and in Europe, isn't particularly great. Probably by their standards, I think they've won 6 out of 11 in the Bundesliga and 1 out of 3 in the Champions League. How much of a factor is that for tomorrow night?
Well, I think it's it's. I don't think it's a big factor the way the players they have, all international players, experienced, strong team, good coach. They play really well in the weekend, so I think their confidence is good at the moment, and it's also a team who knows what's needed to perform. But we gave ourselves a good position. We know their strengths, we know their weaknesses, and with the backing of our fans tomorrow in I think another beautiful European night at Ibrox. we have to make sure we do everything to go to the next round and make sure the performance of last week we can continue as well tomorrow.
When you look at the game tomorrow night, Giovanni, and the result at the weekend, have you got to really just build on that Germany performance and forget that league performance at the weekend as well?
Well, I mean, we played really well against Dortmund. That's, for everyone to see. I think we played good as well on Sunday. It's the result that wasn't the way we wanted, but I think the way we played was we gave ourselves the best possibilities to score. I think we never had so many chances to score in the game. Of course, we had 2 moments which could have been a penalty as well. So the result wasn't bad. I think the performance was there. We want it, but it's 2 things: the result or the performance. Sometimes when you draw, you think the performance is bad, and sometimes you win and the performance is bad. But I think now it was a draw, but I think we've done well. So we have confidence from the game on last week against Dortmund, and we should also have confidence the way we played on Sunday, because we created a lot of chances. That's what we want tomorrow. We also know we don't get as much chances we had on Sunday, but as the learning point we have to take from the game in the weekend is to make sure the chances we create, we also make sure we turn them into goals.
Hi, Gio. I'm just wondering if I can take you back a good number of years ago to 1999.
How far back?
Well, around 1999, when you were a player. I don't know if you can remember that far. The game against Dortmund, when you guys had a two goal advantage and it didn't go well that night. Can you reminisce about that? Can you tell us what your memories are from that night?
Well, I can. I think it was true. We played really well at home. We had a difficult game away in Dortmund against, again, also a top side at the moment. I think we conceded the second goal late into the game, just before the game ended, and lost with penalties. So again, it was a good performance for us. Now we did it the other way around. We won with 2 goal difference away. So we know we can be very strong at home, but once we have the same intentions, the same mentality and determination we had last week, we can have a good performance as well and a great result tomorrow.
Hi Giovanni. Can I ask you, when you look back at the talent you had in that team, you look at yourself, you look at Claudio Reyna, George Alberts, is it a bit of a regret that that team didn't achieve more in Europe? Because is Europe the pinnacle for you think?
Well, I think it's as a player you want to be involved in European Cup competition, because I think it's good for your development as a player. It's good for your development as a team. It's good for the exposure of the club. Those are very important things. In my time we competed with the best in Europe, because we play in Champions League level, which was the highest you can play. So I think we were very proud of that. I think Advocaat after they played against Rangers in the final. So we've gone very far in competitions, but it's a difficult stage, because there are so many good teams in Europe, and you have to be on the top of your game throughout the whole cup competition, because otherwise one bad moment and you're out. And we were there last week. We were at the top of our game, and to proceed tomorrow as well, we have to have the same performance. But it's not an easy competition, so you have to be prepared, you have to be ready, but you also have to enjoy it, because you're going to play against some good positions, especially when you come far in the competition. Then it's the quality you face will only get better.
Hi Giovanni, you mentioned there about being ready and prepared for all eventualities. Given that it did go to penalties against Dortmund the last time, is that one of the possibilities you have to have in mind, and it going the distance and potentially going to penalties again tomorrow?
Well, I think it's not. it can be penalties in the end. That's a possibility, but from the start of the game, that's not what we are thinking about. We are thinking about having a good performance, make sure we are have a good result. But when there are no away goal rule, it can be in the end penalties again. But then again, we have also players who can take penalties. But we know it's a scenario, but we don't have it in our minds when we start the game.
Hi, Leon. How do you rate your fitness after missing a couple of weeks, and do you feel ready to come into a game and an occasion of this magnitude?
Yeah, all I can say is I'm available again, back fit. Been craving for that to get ready for those fixtures, and yes, I'm here. I'm ready.
Giovanni, I was just wondering how much you're enjoying the challenge of being Rangers manager, being back at the club, and how much you're looking forward to such a massive game on Thursday, and enjoying the pressure that comes with being Rangers manager so far.
Well, it's for me, the big honor to be the manager of this club, having had a history as a player, and a really good time here. The years when I came here, but it's different now because you're the manager. So I enjoyed being the manager, as I said before. But it's just for me, it's a job where I have to prepare my players. I have to make sure we are playing at the best level we can. And also with the magnitude of this club, we want to win prizes. That's what we all want, and that's my goal with this club, with this team. The pressure is always there. I felt pressure throughout my whole career, not only as a player but also as a coach. I think it will keep you sharp. It keeps you working on the development of the team. It's also something I cherish because it means you're the manager of a big club, and just give 100% in the things we have to do, and lead my players, lead my staff, and make sure we are getting the performances in, and make sure we are successful for this club.
Thanks for that, Fox. I suppose the big talking point of most people will be talking about is the fact that the two people will not be playing tomorrow night. Linda?
Yeah. The Ramsey one is disappointing, Ox. And obviously it's quite natural to start to think, was it the right move to bring him in, etc. And we won't know that until the end of the season, really. He's still got time to make an impression as far as I'm concerned. We know he's hardly played any football. There was always the risk that even when he started to play some minutes for us, he would pick up a knock or whatever. So yeah, it's disappointing, and it is natural, as I said, to start to question that, Ox. However, as I said, there's still time for him to make an impact.
Well, Linda, I think I have to agree with you. The disappointment is massive with me. I was thinking Ramsey would come in, and after 2 games of maybe a wee bit of football here, a wee bit of football there, they would at least make an appearance where they would get a 90-minute game. That's not happened for him. So, and then of course it's probably stretches and knocks, very small ones, wouldn't take much.
I hope so, mate, because that's 12 days since he played at Annan, and I get it, but it's not 12 days,
Yeah, I'm just saying that. I don't know whether the wee knock he took at Annan is a bit more serious than the first thought.
No, you never know. Never know. But obviously people start questioning was it a wise move? But I said, Linda, anybody you bring in the door is a gamble with fitness. They could run into somebody in their first match, couldn't they?
Absolutely, Ox, yeah. And we've brought big players in the past, had a terrible history with players picking up knee injuries, didn't we? Players that were brought in for top money and with great reputations. So I don't know, from what I'm led to believe, it was an injury he picked up in the Dortmund game when he came on, and it was obviously he was hardly on as well when you think about it.
Well, I forgot about that. He was on for about 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, he came on. Was it maybe 5-6 minutes to go, and he actually did quite well. He had a couple of nice wee passages of play, helping out back in the defence, etc. So obviously something's happened. There might have been a tackle, or as Brad says, maybe went over his ankle or something. I don't know. And obviously it was disappointing as well. He didn't get to play any minutes against Brentford, because that would have maybe been organised with him in mind as well. So as I said, we're just going to have to accept it. Hopefully we'll start to see him, making hopefully he'll make some sort of appearance on Sunday. And let's hope we can get through tomorrow night, so we've got another round to look forward to. But as Gio said in his interview, it's not going to be easy tomorrow night, is it?
No. Right, if it's all right with you two, we'll get these phone lines opened, yeah?
Go for it.
Fantastic.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
We'll give a prize away for 2 free tickets if you can get for tomorrow night, if you can guess the first caller of the evening.
Oh, Davey.
Oh dear. Right, disappointing. I think that'll be the big talking point to come out of the press conference. A lot of talk about the ties in the past, but I don't think they influence the game at all tomorrow, Linda.
No, definitely not. Reminding them as well that they get put out, asking them to talk about a game when we lost in penalties, etc. But yeah, no, that won't have any influence at all. He's obviously talking up the fact that they played well, they picked their moments to press, they attacked, they created chances. But he's under no illusions about the actual task ahead. They're a great team, even though they've not got Haaland, as you alluded to earlier, Ox. They've still got plenty of great replacements. They're a cracking result at the weekend. They've got a point to prove as well, Ox. I think they come under severe criticism, after the game last week. But I just hope that, if we can play as well as we did last week, we've got a really good chance.
I think you're spot on there. If we're playing a game of football like we did last week, we'll be fine. But we have to do it. We have to do it, Bridge.
Oh, yeah. You got to clean sheet, please. That's all I ask for. Clean sheet.
Oh, well, I'd be delighted by that. We would coast through that.
But that's a mentality, the team's mentality. We've got to say clean sheet. But the way we played against them in the second half, the way we played against them over there, we attacked them very, very well. We got a lot of chances and got 4 goals. My goodness gracious, It's just superb. And if we can do that and continue that kind of thing on the break, that is, of course. Because I expect them to come over and camp in for the first 5 minutes. We need to camp in as well, truth be told. Don't give stupid balls away in the first 10 minutes. No stupid balls, please. Get your possession right, build your game. I'm getting excited already. That's my first game for a wee while.
You having a moment, Bridge?
I'm having a moment, bud.
Okay. All right. We've been joined by the Malteser kid. Davy's joined us. Funny that.
Oh, that's right, was
it? Good evening, Davy.
Good evening, Linda, Sweet Pea. How are you? And you too, Bridge. Yeah. I was going to give you my Sean Connery accent there, the Sean Connery one, yeah.
I'm fine as well, Davy.
Yes, and I'll keep you to that 2 free tickets, by the way. It's nice to hear these guys. The interview was very good, but I was just going to make a wee point about for Thursday. I don't know about the wee boy from Manchester, even on the bench. I would definitely start with Sakala and drop Aribo back a wee bit. I don't know what you think about that.
If it was Sakala you were bringing in, I think it would be Arfield you were taking out the team.
Yeah.
Wonder, carry on.
Yeah, Davey, I think that's a good shout. It'll be interesting to see if that happens, because I don't know about you, but I thought Sakala made a big difference when he came on Sunday, and obviously it was Arfield that went off. He might stick with the team that got the job half done anyway, or got us into a good position. Last week. Maybe the defence, there might be a tweak or two there, but it wouldn't surprise me if Sakala started. He probably wonders what he's got to do to get a starting place. I don't know if you'd agree with that.
Bridgman?
I think the young lad is a long way off of being a full, shall we say, a full-time player at making appearances in the Rangers. He needs to get probably 2 or 3 games and play the whole 90 minutes and let him see what he can do, but please not in the big games. Not in the big, well, they're probably all big games really now between now and the end of the season. But really, we can't afford to have some of the performances our boys put on has been pretty poor.
Are you talking about Dalio?
Dalio, yeah.
He's a young boy, a project, and I just don't think, in my opinion, David, I don't think he's ready for our first team at the moment.
Well, I think that showed up when he put him in against the Celtic. He stuck out a mile there. He was a wee boy lost in the headlights.
Some people can rise to the occasion and some people don't. The boy can kick on and have a fabulous career. I'm not wanting to put him down, but I'm just saying that I don't think he's ready at this moment, London. I'm picking my words wisely.
Yeah, I know, I agree, Ox. It was Sakala I was talking about, Ox, in terms of maybe getting a starting berth tomorrow night, because I thought he made a difference when he came on Sunday. But the wee boy Diallo, as you said, you guys have covered it over the last couple of nights. It's a totally different game up here. I know he shirked out of a tackle as well that didn't go down well. He's got a big decision to make as well. If he squares that ball, we're coming down the road with 3 points, and it might be a different conversation. But I agree with Bridge. He's not ready, I don't think, to start in a game of this magnitude anyway. Definitely not.
Can I come in for a second, Doc, Jeff?
Yes, mate.
It's just to say that I forgot I was going to speak about Sakala, and I ended up talking about
I know Davey asked the question.
No, yeah, I agree with Linda. I think in all probability Sakala may get a start. It'll be really good for him.
I don't think he'll start. There you go. I don't think. What's your team then tomorrow night, David?
I would play, well, obviously Hollander can't play. That's another thing I was wanting to ask you. Would you think that's going, apart from what my team would be, I just wonder if the chop and changes is not going to help us on Thursday either. But I would start the same team, but I'd give Arfield a wee rest. I think he looked a wee bit, no knackered looking, but he's at that point where the amount of games he's playing, I thought he needed a wee rest there against Dundee United. I would play the same team and bring in what I was suggesting, drop the Rebo back a wee bit, but Sakala out with Morelos. So that would be what I would play.
All right, okay. So you're playing. Your team would be who you playing in goal? Who you playing back for?
The exact same team. Sunday.
Right.
McGregor, Tavernier, Bassey. I mean, you might even be surprised if he brings in Barisic, which I hope he doesn't do. Nothing against him, man. But
I think Balogun could start tomorrow night. Wonder.
Yeah, that's who I would have. I would have McGregor. I've got Tav, Goldson, Balogun, and Bassey. Well, Barisic is dropping out for me, and I've got Jack Lundstrom, and I've just gone with Arfield, Aribo, Kent, and Morelos. And the only thing I doubted there was whether Arfield would sit out and we would see Sakala in the rocks, but I don't think we will. So there's just the one change from last Thursday's match. Barisic drops out, Bassey to left back, and Balogun goes into partner Goldson.
All right, what about you, Bridge?
Well, you know, see that Helligan, he can't play, right? Because of the European selection process. So Balogun is the obvious centre half, but I think Bassett had such a good game against this mob over in Dortmund. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps him in there. But you don't know, because then you would need to have a left back, wouldn't it? And hopefully Barisic will be fit. So that would be really good if we could get them. But I think there's a sneaky suspicion says that they need strength in defence, and they'll put Balogun in there. So Balogun and Bassey probably left back. Now that might make it a bit different because they are very good wide positions. They're very, very good and very tricky. So Big Bass has got a handful, and so will Tav. And for the first 20 minutes anyway, at least I would suggest. So I'd be happy. Same team with the exception of those two. I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped the boy Diallo from the last game against them. And out comes...
He wasn't playing against them?
No, but no, come on at all.
No.
I'm getting my games mixed up there. Apologies.
Yeah.
So Arfield it would be. Arfield.
Okay, so, all right. Okay, there we are. Went for McGregor, Tav, Connor Golson, Leon Balogun, and Calvin Bassey. Lundstrom and Jack with Scotty Arfield, Joe Aribo, Brian Kent, and Alfredo Morelos. Alfredo Morelos, what a player he's turned into in Europe, Linda.
Yeah, absolutely. Ox have been talking about his goal scoring record in the Europa League. I think it's 59 games and 31 goals. That's including the qualifiers. It's just absolutely terrific. Probably not spoken about enough. Well done, Alfredo. What a goal scorer he's been for us. Fantastic.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. He's been fantastic. What a player. We had doubts. We were really raving about him, and all of a sudden it stopped, and we were raving about him, and he then picked his game up. I think he's the best for me. All round, he's probably the best player we've got, all round. Now, I know I love Kent. I think Kent's just fantastic. But you watch Morelos, he's so experienced. He holds the ball in well, can pick a player out. Just great to play.
I think he's a wee bit unlucky. He never could gain that second goal last week, Linda.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I know, Ox, and when you look back at it, he is trying to square it to Arfield, doesn't he? And then obviously it comes off the player and goes in. So they obviously decided it wasn't on target. But that was another funny moment as well, because he knew he wasn't offside and he couldn't believe it when the linesman stuck his flag up. But no, he was absolutely terrific last week. His all-round performance against a top team, you know, he's just playing really well just now. He had a couple of wee moments on Sunday where he obviously would have been disappointed not to score, but he's just been amazing in Europe.
He was ragdolling their forwards, wasn't he? Their defenders are.
Yeah.
Right, I'm sorry, I stepped in there.
Are you a fan of Alfredo, Davey? Apart from Maltesers? Are you a fan of Alfredo?
Oh, of late, yeah, definitely. But I mean, prior to that, he was a wee bit in and out. But he's come on leaps and bounds. So I don't know if that's just been Van Bronckhorst coming in and playing him in different positions. But he's been outstanding, you know. He was the old guy that we all knew. That was the guy we were looking for when we couldn't see it. But he's come out now, and I think he thrives on these kind of games as well. That's his scene, you know, he loves that. Long may it continue.
Well, we've also been joined by Robert. How are we doing, Robert?
Evening, Oxia, Bridgeman, Davey and Linda. Hope you're all well. Can I just say something? Good evening. Can I just say something?
Good evening.
I'll tell you one thing. Davey, for somebody at 73, you're quick, because I tried to get in before you know, and Mr. Fox says, oh no, Davey's beat you to the punch. So there you go. I tried to get in first tonight.
Davey starts phoning up at 7:30, mate. What I will say, Robert, it's only the nights that Linda's on.
Oh, definitely. Well, I'm kind of the same. I like to phone my beauties on.
Oh my God! Oh my God! What's happened to our programme?
I'm blushing.
Anyway, guys and girls.
What's yours?
Now I've got positives and I've got negatives here, right? And
I'm
you
going
maybe bring me.
I'm going to take the negatives first, mate.
Oh no, you don't want to do this. I was hoping you'd bring me in 10 minutes later to do this. Right, okay, I'll start with my negatives. My negatives are Diallo and Ramsey. Now, I'm starting to think, are they a waste of money? Because Ramsey, for instance, I love him. I'm a big fan of English Premier League, love Arsenal, and I always thought he was a great player. But if we wasted £2 million, we could have possibly went to, say, Aberdeen and say, there's £1 million for Ferguson. And I'm in Bridgman's cap. I don't really like these Scottish football money, but you can't cut your nose off to spite your face. So I would have went and I'd annoyed Aberdeen and said, there's £1 million, that's all we're giving you. Take it or leave it. The boys see good doing, and eventually they need to sell us them, right? But we brought in Ramsey, and let's be honest, Derry's got a knock. How many times are we going to see? We don't know yet, but I'll be honest with you. I'm no confident. I think it's another Crankshaw and another Joey Barton deal here. That's only my opinion with him and the boy Diallo. And I've got to be honest, in my opinion, Ross Wilson has to be questioned. His signings for the last summer, his signings in January, how many of the players that he's brought in have hit the ground running? Maybe Big Bassey, yes. Bassey, I'll give him that. Balogun has been okay, but the rest of them, I'm sorry, no for me. They've no set the heather on fire. So there's my negatives.
Just trying to think, when Balogun and Bassey came in 2021, didn't they? 20.
He's very cool, that Robert, isn't he?
20,
very
okay.
Cool.
All right, listen, I don't think you're alone in these thoughts, Robert. Usually I could say maybe you're, sometimes, mate, if that makes sense. But this time I don't think you're alone with these thoughts. Linda?
No, I don't think you are, Robert. There's been lots of chat since the pressers today. You see that on social media, people talking about Ramsey and obviously Diallo after Sunday. Maybe we should have went out and bought, just splashed out on, used the money and actually buying a permanent player. Also chat as well about we should have maybe paid the extra for John Souttar, although the defence is looking a bit better now in terms of availability. So I don't know, Robert. As I said earlier in the show, there's still time for Ramsey to make an impression, but the games are running out, aren't they? So we don't know. We don't know if he's going to be a success. The wee boy Diallo, I don't know if it's the right move to bring a kid like that to Scottish football, Robert, because we all know what Scottish football's like. I think he's a wee bit lightweight and maybe just a wee bit young. If you look at somebody like Alex Lowry, we brought him into the squad. He was doing really well. He's used to Scottish football. He's getting experience in that league now as well. I'm not saying he's worth the same amount of money as Diallo, but as I say, there's a few questions to be asked, and we'll probably not get the answers for another few weeks, Robert.
I'll tell you what, Linda, what I've seen so far, Alex Lowry is twice the player that Diallo is. Man United have been conned out a 20 million plus for that boy. Aimed shot out a 50-50 challenge, and then the one on Sunday, which really angers me, he's right through in goals. Yes, it's at a tight angle. Yes, he hits the post, but if he squares it, Sakala's got a tap in. Somebody at £20 million plus should be able to put that ball on a plate for your striker to get a tap in. So I'm sorry, I've argued with some of my friends about this young boy, right? He started off well at Ross County, which I thought he'd done okay in the game in general. A lot of my pals said, no, he scored the goal and done nothing else in the game. Well, I disagreed. I thought he, in the second half at Ross County, was actually good. But that's all I've seen with the boy. Aaron Ramsey, as I say, I love this guy. I mean, we signed him, I was so excited. But there you go, once again, he's got a knock and he's missing. Look, Kemar Roof's a brilliant football player, but he's always injured. And that's no good to us. That's no good to the Rangers. And then you get the players like the Tavernier, Golston, etc., Morelos. Oh, they'll get slated when they have a bad game. But you know what? See the three guys I've just mentioned? They'll give you between 50 and 60 games a season, and that's what you want. They'll give you their money's worth. And that's what I want as a Rangers fan. I don't want somebody who's going to play a couple of games and then be crocked for the next 6. That's not good enough.
Good shout there, Robert.
What surprised me about your statement there, Robert, is the fact that you've got some friends. Bridgman?
That's no nice, Ox.
That's true, That's true.
The train of thought is going. Well, what I was going to say was, I think there's a lot of Rangers fans feel the same way, Robert. We're a bit disappointed. Certainly, I'm disappointed that we can't get seeing the boy for Milan. I think I can't remember his name for life of me, but I think he's a fantastic player.
Are we talking about Aaron Ramsey, Bridgman?
Wasn't it Milan who came from, was it?
It was Juventus. It's Aaron Ramsey. You tried that? Have you ever thought about a pen and a bit of paper?
Sometimes. When I can remember. No, seriously, I've always looked out for him, and I love watching him. I'm not a great big fan of Arsenal, but my goodness, when he was playing and that wee boy was driving them. They were great youngsters, fantastic players. So I want to see a player like that playing for us. And we saw, 15 minutes of him, maybe 20 minutes of him. And, a couple of wee moves, he looked not too bad. But if he takes a wee knock there and that knock doesn't go away, he could wait for 4 or 5 games. And there we are. We're not even going to get seeing him probably. But I'm desperate to get him back, get him fit, back in the team, ready for the first game at Ibrox against the Tims. That's what I want.
Let's hear your positives, Robert.
Right, now my positive is, here we go. Now, Oxtair, you know yourself, I was on the show last Thursday night with you and Big Steve and you could have taken me off the ceiling, because what a performance. What a magnificent performance with the Glasgow Rangers. And then Sunday, you could have scraped me off the floor. Although we played well, but the result didn't go our way. So the positives is, I've been watching all the games of the Europa League, because this is what I did the night before the game. This is my build up to tomorrow night, guys. I watched all the games for the past. Porto 2-0, Alfredo scores a world class goal, Braga 3-2, Big Joe Revo scores a world class goal. Games like that, Standard Liège, roof for the halfway line. So this is what I did the build up to the game tomorrow night. And I'll tell you, see the Rangers, we're suited for European football. See if last Thursday, we play that fast-flowing football, we can take anybody on. We definitely can take anybody on. And so I'm quietly confident, not overly confident, because I know, listen, we've seen it so many times. You know yourself, Oxtail, we've seen it so many times. We get this big build-up and then we fall flat in our face. I've just got a wee feeling tomorrow. I've just got a wee feeling. If Giovanni, this is a slight negative, because he has messed up with Aberdeen's, Ross County, etc. That lot do the East End of Glasgow, his team, his lineups, right? He has messed up a bit in certain games, right? If he gets it right that he did last Thursday, I'm quietly confident we can go there tomorrow night. And I think we will score. And it's important we try and get the first goal. But you know what? They'll probably make it hard for us tomorrow night, the Rangers. But I'm quietly confident we can get through tomorrow night. I really am.
Davey?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'd like to apologise to Robert for getting on before him. And I agree with everything he said.
He's looking for some new friends if you're up for a joke, David.
But the secret is, Robert, you've got to go round there and sweeten them up with a box of Maltesers. See?
David, I'll be honest with you, I like a picking mix. There you go.
We might get that on Thursday.
Sorry, Robert, I'll need to let you go, mate. We don't have any mix on this show. Thanks very much for the call, mate.
Give that man a banana.
Anyway, we've been joined by Alex from Wishaw, and I'm sure he'll agree with me. How are we doing, Alex?
Good evening, Oxford, and Linda, and Davey, and Robert. Everybody keeping fine?
Good evening, Alex.
Good stuff.
Alex from Wishaw.
As Bridgeman.
How you doing, buddy? All right?
Well, it took me up to yesterday, to be quite truthful, to get our Sunday result. I don't want to bring it away back up, but that's how bad I took it. I did say last week when we played the Germans, if we come back here with a draw or a defeat, that'd be ideal to take it back to Ibrox. But the big game to me was Sunday. And all the luck just went against us. We had all the luck going against the Germans. Every time we up the park, it looked as if we could score. You go to Dundee and eat it, and you just seen the ball landing everywhere, bar the back of the net. So that kind of took me back a bit, losing another 2 points. But that's it by me now. The positive thing about tomorrow now, how we go to look at it is, as I said there, how would be the now if it had been a draw or a 1-0 defeat? Everybody else would have been like getting in there tomorrow thinking Rangers can still turn this around. Albeit we're in a better position now. We're 2 goals for the good. And Rangers will score tomorrow night. Make no mistake about it. That's how I feel about it. And it'll be a tremendous European game. And I honestly think Rangers will get the result to get through.
Yeah. I think if I was a neutral, I'd go heavy on both teams to score tomorrow night, Alex, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's what I was just going. It could easily be a draw. We could even maybe get beat 2-1. But what I'm saying, we'll go through. Rangers will go through tomorrow night. I have every confidence on it. And another thing, I'll throw one in there. I'd play experience tomorrow. And I'd put Stevie Davis in there, in the middle of the park.
Wow, there's a shout. There's a shout.
Oh, there is a shout, yeah. Can I come in?
On you go, mate. On you go. I know you're looking for some new friends. Carry on.
What? No, listen. Just just picking up what Alex Wishaw said. Alex, see, if he was fit and he was firing on all cylinders, Sir Stephen Davis, the Rolls Royce player that he is, would be the first pick on my team any day of the week, 7 days a week. The first team pick any day of the week. But unfortunately, he's hardly played in the last couple of months, right? So I don't think we can go with players that are no up to match sharpness. That's only my opinion. But if he was, he'd be the first player on my... And I'll give you my team quickly here. I'll give you my team. I think it's going to be Alan McGregor, Captain James Henry Tavernier, Connor Golson, Ballaghan, Barisic. In midfield, I'm going for Lundstrom, Jack, Kamara. Up front, I'm going for Kent, Morelos and Aribo. That's my team tomorrow.
Good thinking, Robert. Now, Kamara's a guy who's still featured much lately. Alex?
Well, my team's quite similar. The only thing is I'll have Davis in there. I'll have Davis playing along with Lumsden and Jack. And up front, Aribo, Morelos and Kent. The back four, Tavernier, Golston, Ballaghan and Bassey. And the goalie. I honestly believe Stevie Davis. This is a game for him tomorrow night. And I don't care how many games he's played. He's the guy tomorrow night to get in there. Because you're going to remember one thing. It's not just 11 players on the park. We're going to have to use probably 15. Well, 14 of them anyway, on the bench. Because this game will probably go, it could go 90 minutes or 120 minutes. So I believe they'll all get used tomorrow night.
But Alex, has that not been fair? Has that not been fair throwing Stevie Davis
Robert,
in there tomorrow night?
If you and Alex want to get a room, you just carry on. But in you come, Linda.
No, they're good shouts. The thing about Davis, Alex, I don't know, he might have got some minutes against Brentford, so that would have been a positive. I think he did play on Monday. I'm not 100% sure about that. And is it just a case of maybe making it a bit tighter? So if Arfield drops out, we've got the extra kind of a, player in that midfield who can defend and obviously get a wee bit more control of the ball. So I could see the logic behind that. But I agree with you, Alex. I think it's going to be quite a roller coaster tomorrow night, and you could even get something like a 2 each or a 3-2. I do expect goals, and I'm ready for some moments where you're looking through your fingers sort of type thing. So it's probably going to be one of these nights where you've got to buckle in, I think.
Albert texted me last night, and he's a very, very wise man, Linda.
Yes.
And he's very, very positive. Yeah?
Yes.
He said if we'd have lost 4-2, we'd be saying, we can keep a clean sheet at Ibrox and win both halves, and we'd be looking to take the tie.
Yeah.
And I see his rationale. We're still in the tie, we can win it tomorrow night. And now all of a sudden we're 2 up, and we're concerned. But I think we're concerned because we're playing against a team that's got potential to score at any time.
Yeah, I think so, Ox. And because of their reputation, they're the favourites for the competition. We probably just can't believe after the game last week the position we find ourselves in. You're also thinking, do you stick or do you twist? I just hope we don't. It's not backs against the wall, for the first 15-20 minutes. We don't camp ourselves in. We need to pick our moments and have a go. Because I think if you invite them on and you lose an early goal, Ox, we could find ourselves in a bit of trouble, I think.
It's funny, isn't it, when you look at that, there was 38 minutes, I think, roughly, when we get that goal last week. That was the first goal in the game, Alex, and lo and behold, there ended up being 6 goals in that game. You wouldn't have seen it coming in roughly the first 40 minutes, would you?
Unbelievable. Every time we're up the park, it looked as if we could score. So the luck was ways in the night. As I say it, went against us here last Sunday. But the problem is, they've got their defence isn't in good shape either. You've got Big Commonwealth playing at the back. He's not the fastest. I know he can read the game in that, but Morelos on that full back line, he'd them all over the place. So they're positives here. It's not all negative about Rangers tomorrow. We're 2-0 in front here. That's how I look at it.
How good has Alfredo Morelos been in the top games in Europe, Alex?
He's unbelievable. He was unplayable there last Thursday. They'll have nightmares about Alfredo Morelos tomorrow night. Make no mistake about it. I think we really need to cheat up a wee bit. We're 2-0 up here. As I say, it's not coming back like 1-0 down, a draw and we're going, God, we're still in this tie. We've got the upper hand here. We know how clinical this team can be. But Rangers can score goals here. They've proved it. And I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there anyway, and I'll be looking forward to it. And I think this is the night. As I say, I always laugh at Stevie Davis. He's not played much football, but to me, the guy's a class act. And that's how I look at it. This is experience tomorrow night in the middle of the park here. Ryan Jack will be able to give the cover for Tavernier to bomb up. And you'll have Lundstrom in there with Davis. That's how I look at it. I've been wrong a million times right now, but that's how I see it.
Okay. All right, okay. We're in a decent place, Dave.
Yeah, I'm with Alec and a lot of he says there. Alec's spot on. I mean, Davis, it's a bit dubious about how he's not been getting back in. But if you need somebody on a night like that, he's a man. Because he'll bring everything to that game that you need on that occasion. And I totally agree with Alex, spot on and everything he said. I just hope the weather holds up, folks, because that could change every planet under the sun. If this weather goes the way they're talking about, it could become a lottery. Hopefully not.
Just no. There's not a lot we can do about that. I suppose you could have a word with one of your mates, Robert, and see if we can get it sorted. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Listen. I'm with Alex all day long. I fit Stephen Davis playing in the Rangers team. He'd be the first pick in my team, but I just feel tomorrow night we're going to be up against it. They're going to come at us. So we need everybody to know their game. And I know I'm bringing back Glenn Kamara, who, let's be honest, he's not been too great in the last couple of games, but I think he's got legs. That's the difference with Glenn Kamara. to 36-year-old Stephen Davis. He's got legs, and that's the only reason why I'd play Kamara or Davis. It's the only reason. But ideally, I would love nothing more than Stephen Davis. Because one thing about Stephen Davis, he reads a game so good, and he's always on that post. And how many goals have we lost to corner kicks because Alan McGregor won't come off his line? How many goals have we lost? But when Stephen Davis is on that post, I'm always confident he's going to clear it. That's my opinion.
I get what you're saying. Listen, I think we all like Sir Stephen. You know, I think he's a fabulous player, and I understand your argument about not playing him. What I will say, I'm going to sit in the fence between both of you. I think there's a part for him to play tomorrow night. He might not start London, but I think there might be a part for him to play.
Yeah, I agree, Ox. The substitutions, as Alex said earlier, are going to be crucial. You know, sometimes I feel he's not made enough substitutions in games. It's the 5, isn't it, tomorrow night? So it is going to be very, very important. There's a few times recently I think players are tired and he's not substituted them quick enough. So it is going to be very, very important tomorrow night. I personally don't think Stephen Davis will start, but as we've said, we'll try to second guess the team he's going to pick, just because I don't think he's played enough football recently. But if he is in the team, then obviously we'll be backing him 100%. He has got that wee bit of class about him and that experience as well. So that's going to be very important, whether it's from the bench or from the starting team.
Yeah. Alex, just going on to subs, just quickly, is it an annoying trend in modern football? How long does it take to get a substitute on the park now? The time they get changed, they warm up, they go and get a strip that they've not got on, which I can't understand. Yeah, because they're on the bench, yeah, with a big jacket. And then they have to get, the time they get changed, then put their shin pads on, then somebody comes over with a board to tell them that they're going to play. Actually, that's being mental. Yeah, it used to be. Right, you, Alex, you're going on it right back. All right, away you go. That was it, wasn't it?
You're ready, you were bouncing up and down. You could be sitting there on the mobile phones, by the way. Eating Maltesers all day.
I know. It takes about 3 years to put a sub on.
As you say, they should be jumping out their skin tomorrow, man, to get on there. As I say, this is a team effort tomorrow. It's not just 11 players. We're going to utilise the full lot of them, depending on how the game's going. But I'm sure, I'm optimistic here. I'm sure Rangers is going to get a result tomorrow night. And I know at the beginning we drew them in that, they were favourites to win this competition. We're not silly that way, but now they're there by the way, and you've seen it yourself. It was unbelievable. You couldn't believe what you were seeing. Every one of us. And we came back here 4-2. And everyone's been the press. You're getting the negative press and that's what they're going to do. This is a ball game tomorrow. You're coming out, they've got about 2,500 fans going to this game tomorrow night, so the crowd will not really bother the Germans. They're used to the big stadium over there. I've been over there. I know how intimidating it is. Right? So it's going to be a right good cup tie. And to me, that's me personally, I believe Rangers will get the result tomorrow night. Even when they call it, I hope we can sneak the winner. If it's a draw or even. You've got to remember, if we get beat 2-1 here, or even 3-2, we're still through.
We're through. All right, we're going to have a tune, so get yourselves a mute, and we're going to have a tune.
Go on yourself.
Everywhere, anywhere, we will follow.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Full house tomorrow. Big game for the club. Pounds, shillings and pence. Prestige. Glory. Linda.
Okay, all of that, Ox, absolutely. I think the game's maybe worth £1 million, isn't it? I think we spoke about that last week. The prestige, definitely. We've kind of rebuilt our European reputation, haven't we? We started it obviously under Stevie G, and the game against Sparta when we won 2-0, Gio's first game, got us through. So I think everybody's been talking about the game from last week, not so much maybe in this country, but down south and across Europe, when you see all the comments on social media, that was the result that stood out, Ox. In terms of us winning 4-2, I think everybody was thinking, wow, what a performance, what a result. So I think all eyes will be on the game tomorrow night as well to see if we can get through.
Aye, and obviously, everybody in Scotland will be right behind us, Alex, because they help the coefficient once again.
You would hope so. Hold your breath there. But yeah, I agree with Linda. This is our platform. This is what the club's built on. Foundations, European football, special nights like this. And as I say, I'm positive in that to look into this game tomorrow. And I'm really confident to get the result here. He gets in the last 16.
Aye, obviously it's good revenue for the club, Robert. Obviously we get through. There's another potential sale at Ibrox, which is worth millions of pounds, and more prize money, TV money. And then you never know, you might get through again,
Exactly. We said the same in 2008. Don't forget about that, guys, right? And this is what annoys me. I hear some of my fellow Bears saying, don't really care about the tomorrow night. The 3 points against Motherwell is more important, right? We know how important the points against Motherwell is. But see me as a Rangers fan, every game I want to win. That's just the way we are. That's the way we are. So the tomorrow night's so important for prestige. And you say to yourself, Ox, we get through the tomorrow night, there's maybe another couple of £1 million in our pot. Do you know what I mean? And the prestige of going to Sky Sports. Sky Sports are not going to give very much coverage if you win a League Cup or whatever. They're going to give you coverage when you do so well in Europe. And that's the thing where Rangers are, and where Rangers should be at the top of European football. That's what our club's been built on. Not just winning League Cups. League Cups and Scottish Cups now. We want to do it, and it's nice to do it. But Rangers are built on playing against the best, because when we play against the best, we're kind of up against it a wee bit. Well, tomorrow night, we'll be up against it. But that's what I love about my club. Bring it on. Give us the best if we want to compete against the best. Like 1972 when we played Bayern Munich in a semi-final, and they had 6 or 7 players who went on to win the World Cup 1974. No, the team for 67 who played nobody and won a cup. That's the difference. I like it. Bring on the best and give us the best, because we will compete.
All right, mate. All right.
I'm sorry for waiting a wee rant there, but you know what, I'm really getting passionate now here. I'm getting passionate about tomorrow night.
Aye, the battle fever's coming on.
Definitely, right. The battle fever's here.
Right. I'm working hard.
Can I say something else? Can I say something?
Aye, what have you thought about good night?
You're good, I must say. You're good. It's a game of tig here.
Carry on.
I just like complimenting you on what you said about the people of Scotland will be quite happy. And I was amazed that you could say that without laughing at the end there. That was... Nobody took you up on that. Alec was tempted right enough. But I think he's too polite a man to say that. Well, yes. I'll just say a couple of wee words before I go and I'll let some of the young guys go. Now,
I was only pulling your leg, mate. Carry on.
No. That was I like to let a young team get on. As terminology, I don't usually use this kind of terminology. I've heard the Bridgeman using it a few times and quite rarely. He's dead on. Now, this is massive for all the right reasons. After the slip up on Sunday, we have to get this behind us because that, to me, this will determine where we're going for the rest of the season after what happened to that wee slip up. And if we can come through this, whatever way it happens, we'll be a different animal, I think. So I'll just leave that with these guys and say good night to you all.
No, Davey, you're welcome to stay, mate. I was only pulling your leg, you know that.
Take it easy, Davey. Take it easy, Davey.
Aye, thank you. Bridge, thank you. No, I'll let some of the young team get in, and it's always a pleasure to be on, boys. So I'll catch up with you.
I know what's
well said, Davey.
Night, Davey.
I know what's
Night, Davey.
I know what's
Robert.
You've got a box of Maltesers at the fridge. And
Have you got a camera in my bedroom? Janice, we're getting tapped here. The CIA's in my bedroom.
Take it easy, Davey.
Aye. Never. Always remember, no surrender. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Davey.
Good night.
Good night, Davey.
I think we've been joined by Ian. Evening, Ian.
Evening, everybody. Evening, Wonder.
Evening, Ian.
Is that you there, Robert?
Yes, it is, Ian. Good to hear you.
I heard you're looking for new pals. I've got a big bag of pick and mix in my room, and I'll share them with you any day, son. Any day. I'll be your pal.
You be my pal. You be my pal anytime, mate, because when you come on this show, mate, you just make my heart light up, pal. You always talk sense and you talk great things about the Rangers, Ian. And I'm glad you're on tonight, pal, and I can't wait to hear what you're going to say.
On you go, the floor's on you.
So I agree with Alex. I'm quite confident about tomorrow night. Only if, as I said the last time at Dortmund, if we turn up in the match. Because we played our best football, and I don't know what it is, we played our best football in Europe. Football in terms, I mean, the passing, the goals, everything in a match, the way a match should be played, and then we go to the league and it's completely different. I don't understand that. But if they come out the traps tomorrow night, we can't sit back at all. We need to go at them for the start, and if we could get an early goal, to me that would kill the match. Their heads would get in, and we could maybe go in and score another there. And they should be not sitting back at all. You know what I mean? But I agree with Alex when he was saying earlier on, he's confident. I'm confident as well. If they come out the right way, as we know they can do, we can win this match, and that's going to put us on a bigger map than we already are already.
Wonder.
Yeah, I agree with Ian. I think we're quietly confident, Ian, aren't we, without being overconfident? And I think you're spot on about if they're going to come out and play football, and we can play a bit as a team. We struggle sometimes in the domestic league, I think, Ian, because teams don't really want to play football against us. It's this 10 men behind the ball, and we do struggle at times. But in European football, because the opposition generally come out and play a wee bit of football, I think that's when we're at our best. So let's hope we turn up tomorrow night. And how fantastic would it be if we could get through, Ian?
You see, you're spot on there. I mean, when we're playing in Europe, teams are coming out to play football, but they're not coming out to park the bus. So that allows us to play our game the way we can play. Yeah. Whereas in the league, it's just, they just build a brick wall and they park the bus, and it's, as you know yourself, it's hard to break teams down like that, and you can have as many shots at goal as you can, but I mean, there's that many bodies in front of you. But in Europe, as you say, teams are coming out to play football because they're not wanting to sit back because they're not going to win the match. And it's all about winning in Europe, so that's when we're at our best, and that's why I'm
not quietly confident. I'm confident that we can do the job tomorrow night, even if we get beat 1-0. Just that would do me. You know what I mean? But I can't see us getting put out. I can see Rangers winning and getting through to the next round tomorrow night, and I'm not confident about that.
I hope he's right. Rich man, in you come.
Yeah, I think tomorrow night, I believe sincerely that we're going to go through. And I'm going to, of course, I'll be a Bridgman score for me. I hope we score more. But I think if we can get that team the way we played, and the same team, it's the same team against us, and I'm really confident we can go through. And one goal will do me fine. I
would take a Bridgman tomorrow night and be quite happy with that Bridge. I've got to be honest.
Absolutely, bud. Absolutely. But you know, I think that we look. It's the biggest opportunity we've had at a European level to do that type of thing. You bring somebody back to your own stadium, and you're 2 goals up, and it's not just a wee piss-widdly team. You're talking about Borussia Dortmund, who are a force in football, and that's the truth. And we've done it and played really well against them. So we need to get that level of play against them again, and B, we need to shut the doors. You know what? In defence, just be confident in defence. You get the ball, even if you just boot it out of the park, it doesn't matter. Just get it away from your box. If you can find a man and play football, marvellous. Just marvellous. 1-0 for me. Come on, Rangers, get in there.
Ian,
100%.
Who's the main men for you tomorrow night? Who's going to be last week? I thought that Jack Lundstrom were excellent, Morelos and Kent were excellent. I think Bassey actually stole the show in my back four last week, if I'm being honest. Who do you see be the main men tomorrow night, Ian?
Oh, me? I think whoever plays up front are going to be the main men, and midfield, because Dortmund's a good, fast attacking midfielding team. We were strong against them in Dortmund, and they couldn't handle us, and they looked a bit baffled at our tactics. And I think if Gio's got something up his sleeve to sort of change it for Dortmund to a different kind of game tomorrow night and a different way of playing, I think he's going to do that tomorrow night and baffle them again with more tactics. So it depends who's playing up front and in midfield. For me, it's going to be the game winners.
Led by Alfredo Morelos, would you think, Ian?
Aye, I think they're, don't know, swear. I think they're sort of panicking about him because he dragged all their defence all over the place. I mean, they hadn't a clue what way he was turning or where he was going. And the way Kent was running at them and putting the ball to him, and the wee quick passes and the wee triangles they were making so quick, baffled them. And he's a Honfi, as we know. And I think he'll be a bigger Honfi tomorrow night because he's at his home ground, home fans there. And I think Alfie's a man to watch tomorrow night. I think he's going to be delighting, and he's after that other guy's record. I'm not even going to mention his name. For scoring goals in Europe, and I think he'll get him at least one tomorrow night anyway.
I hope you're right. Talking about Hornfuls, we'll be joined by George. UK, how are we doing, George?
Good evening, gentlemen, ladies. Just got a few things to say, by the way. I mean, I couldn't believe what Alex says, by the way. Honestly, I thought it was the only person, man, that was thinking the exact same as him. I was like, Stephen Davis, man. I cannot believe it, man. We were waxing lyrical about that guy last season, man. He's a Rolls Royce player. This season, he's barely even mentioned. It's as if thing with Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, by the way, and Voss and Mackay. Don't rate him at all.
No, he was ill, George. He was ill.
What?
He was ill.
But he's back again, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I think we're a better team than him, innit? I really do. I really think we're a much better team. And honestly, but and see this like anyway, they're going to beat us like 2-1 or 3-1. We shouldn't be thinking that. We think we're going to do this. We scored 4 goals and they're in middle.
Man, fair shout, mate. Fair shout.
My team.
Aye, go on then.
McGregor, Tab, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey. See, I never mentioned that. Barisic, man, because I swear to God, Wonder left foot. Bloody hell, but right, you know what I mean? Right. Stephen Davis, right? Ryan Jack, Kamara, right? Kent, Morelos, and Arrivo. And I was thinking about him, mate. I was thinking about, honestly, about, what do you call it? About Sakala. Because I think the players, the ball are Kent and the ball are Morelos enough. You know, they're the two total danger men. But if we go out there tomorrow, but we need to stop doing. We need to stop doing. We did last season in Europe, the season before that, and the season before that. See that backing up players. I'm going to be honest with you, man, Ox here. See if I'm running that player, right? And it keeps backing up, It gives me perfect time to use either foot to decide where I'm going to put the ball. And that makes you really confident you're going to score.
Aye, I know. Obviously,
we've got to shut them down right away. We've got to stop them going to time in the ball.
The one that gives you the fear that no, he's not the only one that does it, but Warner plays like that. Sometimes he's 30 yards for goal, and the next thing.
Why? Honestly, mate, you say he's got a wonder left foot. I mean, see his free kicks. Let's be honest about it, my man. Every goalkeeper knows where that's gone. You know what I mean? It's gone the right hand side, and if it goes in, man. It's basically a goalkeeping error. Let's be honest, a fantastic goal, but he's not scored them. Ages, I don't know.
No, it's been a while. So you fancy?
Same as Tab taking the free kicks and all. I mean, Tab's always grabbing the ball right, and he's putting the ball down right, as if he's going to replicate that shot be 40 yards like last year when the ball dipped down. And see, at the end of the day, he's lucky to get the ball by the first man the ball. In fact, it's all the bar. If I was somebody else, there must be more than 4 players in that team that are dead ball specialists. There must be. I mean, you just got to give it a minute. Just take the ball off the captain. I'll take the shot.
Sometimes you've got to mix it up. I mean, I don't know what you think.
You have to, mate, man. It's just, you know yourself when you see him taking that free kick. Do you feel, mate? Do you feel, can I say, as if he's going to score? As if, here we go, he's going to score. I don't feel that way.
I hope he scores.
It's like when we get corners. Honest to God, I've got a scaffolding team. Welding scaffolding about my ass because the collapses I'm talking about.
Can I come in at this wee bit, please?
On you go, Ian. On you go.
I agree with Barisic. His crosses, man. The goalkeepers are just collecting them. And recently, Tal, when he's taking a free kick, I mean, as the guy said there, he's not getting it by the first man. I mean, it's gone straight to the guy's head. And I mean, I played football when I was a wee boy. No, I don't play football now because I'm not a wee boy and I'm ancient now. But I mean, it's so easy. Come on, to get it out of the first man, to hit the ball higher than 5 foot 6 or something. And I don't know why he keeps hitting it straight to the first man. And as for Barisic putting the ball in the box, you don't put it anywhere near the goalkeeper. You put it near the penalty spot. Well, I know that.
Well said.
You know what I mean? And he's never doing it. The two of them never do what they're supposed to be doing recently. And that's been a lot of faults in the team because they're collecting the ball and then having an attack at us. And we're batting at them. So, I mean, they two need to lift their game.
I'm just going
to...
For the point wait a minute, George. For the point of clarification, Alex with Wishaw, did our first 2 goals no come from Tavernier corners last week?
Yes.
No. Alex, your name's Robert. Alex?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's part of the game as well. Dead balls, free kicks and corner kicks, and it's just part and parcel of the game. It's just everyone that's in that team tomorrow night, no matter who we pick, and they've all their opinions and their own choices. It'll be a full score that will take the field tonight at some time to get to the line. And I've said before, this will be, if we take the scalp tomorrow night, actually we will, this will get out of Europe again. Because this is a top team we're playing against.
Here, mate. Here.
And we're as good as him. We've already beaten once. And there's no, he can do it tomorrow night. That's I'm going into that game tomorrow night, and I'll tell you now, I'm expecting Rangers to be in the last 16 when I come out there after.
Well said.
90 minutes, around the 20 minutes.
Well said, Alec.
One at a time, boys. One at a time. One at a time, George. In you come, Robert.
Now, here we go. Once again, a hero night, Rangers Radio tonight. About a criticism towards our captain, James Tavernier, right? Was it no Tav? When you're talking about can he get it by the first man, George? Well, do you know what? Tav got it by the first man last Thursday night when they played in the penalty kick against Dortmund. Now, he's under pressure, and he stepped up and he does that. Tav was the guy against Dundee United. No, listen, George. Tav was the man against Dundee United that was driving us forward. The only one that was driving us forward. And you talk about Borna Barisic with the left foot. When has he put a decent ball in this season? Right, maybe once out of whole season.
Weekend against Dundee United, you know what I mean? His corners were absolutely woeful. He couldn't get the ball. The corner, his first pass too deep or miles away.
Right, that's one game. But you can't. No, right, that's fair enough. But what about the one game against Borussia Dortmund? Who was the guy that scored the penalty kick? Who was the guy that put the corner kick in?
So it's one out of every 2 games, like that?
No, this is the thing about Rangers fans. They always want to slag James Henry Tavernier, but they don't want to slag their own, like Alan McGregor, who cost us 6 points, 4 points against Hearts, you know. It cost us a semi-final, but you don't want to slag him. You don't want to...
Oh, I don't know what's happened, but we seem to have lost George and Robert. I'm sure they'll be back with us in a second. Linda, it's a big game for us tomorrow night.
Right, lads, I'm going to go and let them fight it out because I'm the one on the day with us.
We're trying to get them. We're trying to get the two of them on the Josh Taylor bill for Saturday night, you know.
Aye, get them on. Get the two of them on the undercard.
Aye.
Ian, you're great points you made.
I mean, they can box for a fucking. Oh, sorry for a picking.
You get put out, by the way.
Right, Ian, you take it easy.
I'll not be on as much on the radio. I'll be listening in quite a lot, but I'll not be on as much now. I was explaining that to one of your staff the other night. Yeah.
No problem. But Ian, you're welcome on here anytime you want, mate.
I know, my health has just got a hell of a lot worse.
Even if you just want to chat, you're more than welcome, mate, all right?
Aye. I come on the night, and I said I wasn't going to come on the night, but I just thought, no, it's Rangers Radio, it's my love, so I came on again. But I will be listening in every single night anyway, but I'll say good night to you all and enjoy the rest of the show. I will when I come off here. So,
good night, Ian.
Good night to you all.
Good night,
Linda.
Well said, pal, well said.
Right, good night, everybody.
Good night, Ian. Well said.
Night. Right, ta-ra.
Cheers, Ian. Well, there's a man that knows how to conduct himself on Rangers Radio, Linda. We've been joined by two callers, Robert and Ian. Robert and George, are you all right there, lads? Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I watched the plot about there, you know what I mean?
Right,
so did that, George. So did that.
Sorry for that, Buck.
That's all right. It's all right, mate. It's okay, George.
It's got the two of them out of the naughty step, Linda.
Yes, that naughty step's getting pretty full now.
Am I getting my legs smacked?
George, you have to pay extra for that, I'm afraid.
It's called passion towards Rangers Football Club. That's what it is. And George, you know what? I don't mind your comments. It's called passion.
That's right, mate.
No, it's no a good listen.
And we've got it in abundance.
Used to talking at the one time. Yeah, it's no a good listen for everybody else. Yeah.
No problem. Sorry about that.
Okay, mate. Right. Who's going to be the main men tomorrow night, George?
We've gone for Ryan Jack, Bassey, and Morelos.
Well, do you know, I'm going to go with something completely different for you, and I'm going to take this to Alex for Wisher and then the Bridgeman. I think if Ryan Kent plays tomorrow night, he unlocks him and wins the tie for us. Alex?
That's a fair comment. The guy you say, he run them big as last week. He's performing now. He had a great game there on Sunday as well, so that's a good call, Ox there. And he could be the one. But as I say, I'll take Mammoth with the full team in that too. Everybody's got about 8 or 10 tomorrow night. At least 8 or 10. You don't carry any passengers tomorrow night.
Yeah, and you come, Bridge?
Yeah, 100% agree, pal. 100% agree with you. Ryan Jack, if he plays top, we're seeing.
I said Ryan Kent, Bridge. Ryan
sorry,
Kent.
pal. Either of Ryan's for me. Ryan Kent's one of my favourites. Superb player. And he's, unfortunately, he's not scored as much as we would like him to score. But he's been in there creating, and he's doing a lot. He's run them right. These guys don't know what to do with him, except the ones that pull the neck off him, But Ryan Kent's a fabulous player. In my team every week, anyway. Every week. Well, a good shout there, good shout.
I just think, Wonder, the way the Dortmund play, it's an open, expansive game of football, similar to ourselves, and that's when I think Ryan Kent comes to the fore.
Yeah, definitely, Ox. There was lots of space for him last week, wasn't there? And he also found some room in Sunday as well, but he was absolutely terrific last week. I mean, the way that he set up for the Lundstrom goal, they couldn't handle him.
Brilliant.
It will be interesting to see what they do in terms of Ryan Kent, and I know they probably just want to focus on their own game, but they do need to think about him because he caused them so many problems. Bridge is right. The only thing that's maybe been missing from his game over the last few weeks is a couple of goals, I fancy him to get a goal tomorrow night, but if he doesn't and he sets Alfie up for a double or somebody else, then that's fine with me. He's certainly hit a bit of form, Ox, and it's great to see.
You're right, but if he could add a few goals to each game, it would take it to the next level. Alex, then Robert.
If he puts goals to his game, man, his price will go sky high. That's the problem. Listen with the fella. He's got his final game, but he must have been looking at him last week. And the way he on that defence reaction and Morelos up the front, it was unbelievable. The goal Lundstrom scored night before at the party, they played with Paris Saint-Germain. He took the back heel after Neymar to buy 3 players, and he scored the goal. Ryan Kent done the exact same thing against the Germans the next night. Only thing, he never put the ball in the net. But he went by 3 guys whenever they weren't there. He's a footballer. And if we can get him the way he's been the last 2 games in that, he'll definitely be a threat tomorrow night.
Robert?
Tomorrow night, if we're going to have to get through and we're going to have to win, and I don't want to think about defeat tomorrow night or a draw, I want to win. If we're going to win tomorrow night... Yes, if we're going to win tomorrow night, we need guys like Ryan Kent, who's been fabulous the last 4 or 5 games. Joe Aribo, I know he's not been maybe the Joe Aribo we've been watching all season. He's been maybe a wee bit off it, if I'm being fair, but we need Joe Aribo. But I'll tell you one thing, guys. The 2 players I think that can make the difference tomorrow night. You might laugh at one of them here. Calvin Bassey, who I think leaves everything out in the park. See Calvin Bassey, see that boy, no, I love about that boy. No, I absolutely adore about Calvin Bassey. He might make mistakes. He might not have his greatest games. But you know what? He leaves everything out in that park. And that's what I love about a Rangers player. And the other one, and the most important player tomorrow night for me, is El Buffalo Alfredo Morelos. Can you see that boy? He is our best player. Let's no doubt about it. And see if El Buffalo goes out there tomorrow night, one thing you're guaranteed is he'll leave it all like Calvin Bass out in the park. And see if 11 Rangers players could only do that, we would never have a problem. That's my opinion.
Unbeatable.
And you come, George?
I
can I say? Robert's just saying it.
No, he's having a wee love in now, Linda. These
I
two.
was saying,
Linda, they're having a moment.
I was saying, man, know what I mean? Calvin Bass and Ken, my man. If Ken plays
Brilliant.
Honestly, we'll be outstanding, you know what I mean? But to get 11 men playing like that, we'll be unbeatable. And the Morelos and all, you just give me that a snap. He's going to score.
Aye. Anyway,
by the way, you've got to think about them. Right? They've got to think to themselves. You've got to try and stop that Kent from playing that Morelos. I mean, that's going to knock up their game, isn't it?
I don't think they'll change the way they play. I think that's the way they play, and they'll commit.
Hopefully they do, because they'll leave gaps for us.
Aye, exactly. Anyway, we'll be joined by Bob Ger. Evening, Bob Ger.
Evening, everyone. How you doing? I've been listening to the show. Absolutely.
Evening, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Absolutely.
Evening, Bob. Yeah.
Big night for us tomorrow night. Huge night. Everybody, we're talking about individuals here. Of course we do. We love Alfie, we love Ryan Kent, we love Joe Aribo. Everybody needs to be on it tomorrow night. Everybody, the full team, even the subs when they came on, because the full squad's going to get used tomorrow night for to try and quell this team. We're up against a big obstacle tomorrow night, but we're 2 goals up against the obstacle, and they're up against a big obstacle called Glasgow Rangers. And if we just get our heads doing like we did last week, and everybody plays the way we played last week, then we should go through. I'm confident we'll go through.
I love the positivity, Linda.
Absolutely, Bob, and you're spot on about everybody will need to play well, because there wasn't a failure last week, wasn't there not? And that's why we came away with the result. We kept it. We didn't make any sort of glaring mistakes, Bob Ger. I don't know if you'd agree. Last week everybody was quite, as I say, on top of their game, but we didn't really gift any goals. Their 2 goals were out of the top drawer. I know we could maybe have closed them down a wee bit better, but they were world-class goals that they scored. So you've got to accept that they're capable of that, but don't gift them anything, and we need to take our chances when they come. But I think you're right. We need to go in with a lot of confidence.
I have to, Linda. That's exactly. You're spot on what you said. 100%. The 2 goals they were brilliant strikes. There's nothing we could do about it. And it's just same again as last Thursday. That's what we need. We need to be really up for it, really on it. And Robert, you're a man after my heart that knows that a team won a cup and never played anybody. Well, I'm not going to dwell on that point. Tomorrow night, let's remember Leon when we go beat 3-0. Benzema scored a hat-trick against us. Let's remember Monaco. Let's remember the penalty shootout in Dortmund. So let's overcome that obstacle tomorrow night. Big European game. Let's go into it, because it means a lot to the club, a lot to the fans, and a lot to the finance. So come on, the Jers. We can do this. We can do it.
And if we do get through tomorrow night, we move into the last 16. People are entitled to dream, isn't they, Bridge?
I'm dreaming right now. I've started already since we played them the last time. The way we played and the whole excitement about the whole game, and particularly Alfredo Morelos, I thought he was outstanding. Him and young Kent. It's wonderful to think that we're going to go out there at Ibrox tomorrow, and I'm there. I'm going to this game, and I'm so looking forward to it. And I just want to say this: I've got one sleep, and then I'm going to see my team, and I probably won't get a sleep. I'm so excited, and we are going to go through. I'm convinced that we are going to go through. If we don't, I'll be so bitterly disappointed. Sorry, pal?
Bridgeman.
What?
Bridgeman.
Yes, pal?
I see, because that result during the week, I was like to myself, I'm going to watch Football Focus, man. Goes, Rangers are going to be on it, man. I'm not kidding, baby. You never even mentioned that. Do you know who was on it? Alfredo. Bro, you're joking me on.
I've been complaining about that mob for God knows how long.
It's shocking,
it's just disgraceful.
Absolutely shocking.
Absolutely disgraceful they are. It's disgraceful.
I bet that was smoking for you.
No, I didn't know that was coming.
Right, okay. Well, Ben, what's more important tomorrow night? defence, attack, what's more important, skill or work rate? Alex Fumisher, you're the wisest guy on here, to be fair.
Oh dear. No, I don't know about that. Every one that you've mentioned there, that's exactly what it is. Defending, midfield, attacking, skill, work rate, sleeves rolled up. I'll take everything off there to get out of the hurdle tomorrow night.
If you could pick what would it be tomorrow night? Work rate or skill?
Tomorrow night, the work rate.
Work rate, okay. All right. What about yourself? Bob, do you have you the next cleverest guy?
Well, I don't know.
Bring us money, Pat.
I'm in a done school.
I'm a big
Money,
admirer.
Pat. Volunteer, by the way.
I'm a big admirer of my pal Alex, because he's better than all the pundits on that sports scene nonsense. A mile away from him. That's what I think. Yeah,
what would you go for? What rate or skill?
I would go for a combination of both, actually.
That's not the question.
Right, I would go for a work rate tomorrow night, because these Germans will work hard, and we'll have to equal that.
Okay,
so I would go for that.
Linda, you're the most intelligent lady on here tonight, so next.
That doesn't say much, Linda.
No, it doesn't, Bridget, it doesn't. I would go for work rate as well, Ox. I think that's going to be the most important thing. And also, as I said earlier, no mistakes, Rangers, please. Make them, if they're going to score a goal, make them really earn it and make them work for it. But as long as we match them for everything like effort, endeavour, the skill will come along.
I'm struggling now who they're going to next.
Me.
No, Bridge is quite wise at times. Bridge, man.
I've had my show. I just did a show a minute ago.
No, you never.
Did I know? God.
No.
But anyway, let me say this then.
What rate of skill?
For that part, I would say defence.
What rate of skill, Bridge?
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, it must be work rate.
Okay, I've never known any work rate to put the ball in the back of the net, but a bit of skill, that's all right. Okay, but right, okay. I'm going to go for a tie here, so we'll do it in alphabetical order.
Tie, right? Okay.
So,
I'm going to
you go next. What rate of skill, George?
Well, to me, work rate, and one thing that goes with every Rangers player and every Rangers team is passion.
Aye, okay. And kept the best to the last. What would you go for, Robert?
Would I go for? Work rate's fantastic. When you think about Alex McDonald and you think about Stuart McCall, you go for skill, you think of Paul Gascoigne, you think of Brian Laudrup. So that's me. I'm going to go for skill and skill Jimmy Baxter. I'm going to go for skill. Work rate's fantastic. Yes, you have to have the work rate, but see if you get a skill in the team, that can make the difference.
Aye. Okay, mate.
I'll give you that.
I think, Rob, being honest, the work rate should be given it every time they play, shouldn't it?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And also, can I get a wee thought here? And can I get a wee uplift for the Rangers tomorrow night to everybody listening Rangers Radio night? Can I give a wee uplift tomorrow night? See the thing is, tomorrow night, we get into that game and we play the way the Rangers can play. We know the way the Rangers can play. And we're always up against them and going to these teams in Europe and everybody doubts us. But you know what? We went in the games against Porto and the games against Villarreal and all that, and we weren't expected to win. But 72, as I said earlier on, against Bayern Munich and all these kind of teams. In 2008, when Christian Vieri put the ball over the bar and we natural Noble put that penalty in, who expected that? But you know what? The Rangers done it under Sir Walter Smith, and that's what I'm looking for tomorrow night. Come on, the Rangers. We're up against it, but you know what? We can do it. And yes, we've got that 4-2 lead, and that was a magnificent performance last week. And what a result to go to Germany and win 4-2. If we had the credit for that, if the Rangers had the credit for that, maybe on Sky Sports, yes, but on Scottish TV, on Radio Snides and all these kind of programmes, Rangers have not had the credit for what a magnificent performance last week, and I'm looking for that tomorrow night. 50,000 bears. And can I ask a wee question? I'm not going to be there tomorrow night because I never get an email for Rangers Football Club, and me and my son, who are season ticket holders for the last 20 years, I've not got a ticket for tomorrow night, and that is sad.
How did you know sign up? You couldn't have signed up for them then.
Well, Ox, I don't know. I'll leave it to my son, right? And I said to my son 2 weeks ago, if we get a ticket for the Dortmund game, because we get moved, we sit up in the club deck, right? But all the European games we get moved into the Sandy Darden stand. And my son said to me last week, I've still not had an email. And I said, Gary, you need to phone Rangers. And he never right. But we never had an email. And unfortunately, I'm not be there tomorrow night. I want to be there, but I'm not going to be there.
Has he checked his spam? Checked his junk mail?
Box, to be honest with you, pal, I don't know, and I'm not criticising the Rangers. I'm not criticising them, but I'm disappointed I'm not going to be there tomorrow night, and I'm a season ticket holder.
That doesn't seem right, and I wish you told us 10 days ago.
Should be there.
I'm not going to be there, and guys, I'm really hurting tomorrow because I want to be there to support my team, and I'm there to support my team when we're losing games and we're struggling against the St Mirrens and the Dunfermlines and all that. And I'm there week in and week out. But tomorrow night, I've not got a ticket, guys. I've not got a ticket, and I've left it to my son. And I don't want to criticise here because I don't know the full story, but I know that I'm not going to be there tomorrow night.
Well, hopefully something happens tomorrow, Robert. Hope that can be sorted because that doesn't seem right. But anyway, right, okay. Alex, we wish you all right.
Yeah.
Well, we know that the league's the most important thing, but this is some cherry on top of the cake, potentially, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. When the draw was made and we broke the cup against the Germans, it was definitely the tie of the round. And in all honesty, every Rangers supporter will probably agree with me. Nobody seen us coming back there with a 2-0 victory. We thought best maybe we could get a draw, or just a slight defeat, and have a good go to Ibrox in the second leg. So there you go. We're by everybody's expectations now. And we get in there, we've got to remember, we're 2-0 up. This is what I keep saying to all the guys I meet. We're 2-0 up. We know they're a right good team. But if the shoe was on their foot, that's a different ball game altogether. We're getting in there, and we know they can shoot and they can score good goals and what they can do the full lot. When Rangers play, Rangers are a very good football team. As I said before, I'm getting in there with every expectation. When I come out there, whether it's a 90 minutes or 120 minutes, we'll be in the last 16. And everybody in Europe will look up there when you take this team out.
Alfredo Morelos, Linda, we never really get into the full swing of the thing, but he scores some fantastic goals. He's running through and goal in Europe. Headers, he's putting them in for different angles, shots. It's his stage tomorrow night, eh?
Oh, definitely, Ox. And, you know, this record he has, and I think one of the guys had touched on it earlier, I think it was maybe Davey was saying about he's wanting to get it was Ian actually said that, you know, Alfie's targeting becoming the top scorer of all time in the competition. But some of the goals, I mean, you think about, you know, the campaigns, you know, a couple of your favourites, the League of Warsaw one when he scored to send us through into the group stages. My personal favourites were the home and away goals against Porto. A top team, Ox, when you think about that, you know. And then obviously this year when we needed him to come to the fore for us again, Gio's first game and against Sparta, and that first goal with the Hadji cross and he sweeps it into the goal. That was on the back of the terrible semi-final performance. So he's really delivered for us, and I love him to get another couple of goals tomorrow night.
Yeah. George, as the icing or the cherry on top of the cake, but look at it's here upon us. We want this cherry, didn't we?
course we do, mate. You know what I mean? Can you imagine us going on and winning this, mate? This would be incredible, wouldn't it? Absolutely incredible, man. You know what I mean? If we get by this stage, man.
We're setting ourselves up. I think we're saving Aaron Ramsey for the final.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Brent. Let me tell you, by the way, man. See, now he was out of the far. Oh, no! What have we done? Juventus must have been like, I told you those idiots would take him. I told you.
Hopefully it starts coming right.
He's not, and he's out for weeks.
Aye, well, hopefully it gets resolved and we start seeing him, mate.
I might see him play. The way he played for Arsenal was pure quality, and I'm talking about he scored cracking goals, really cracking goals, you know what I mean? I might see him doing that in the Rangers shirt, you know what I mean? Seriously, I do.
Aye, I get it.
We deserve it, mate. We deserve it. Do we know?
Aye, we do. Bridgeman, is Borna, I'm going to take this round the panel just quickly before we...
I know.
It's a sort of yes or a no answer, right, Bridge? Is Bassey overtook Borna in the setup now?
I would say yes. I think Bassey's playing very well, no matter where we play him in the defence. Borna, there's something not quite right with Borna. I don't know if he's 100% match fit. That's my opinion.
Lighting the loafers.
Sorry?
No, George. No. Linda, is he?
Yes, yeah, but definitely for me, Ox.
All right, okay. Robert?
100% Bassey.
Bob, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I spoke about him last night, about his contribution. Bassey, he's been excellent at centre half, and you put him out to left back, he still gives you a sterling performance. Calvin Bassey all the way for me.
All right, okay. Alex?
He's definitely the new number 3.
Did you see that coming, mate?
Yeah. Definitely. I said it a way back. He was at centre half, and you get by certain games and you get the result. But the boy's a full back. He's a left back. And that boy going at you, running down that line, he's an absolute tank. Once he just gets the finishing touch to his game, the world's that boy's oyster. He's only a young boy. He's 21 years of age. We've got some asset there.
Yeah.
Is it worth more than Patterson in your eyes now?
I know. He's proved it. He's proved that our Nathan Patterson, the games Nathan Patterson's played, and he's got £9 million going on to what it was. He's definitely. And out in Europe, Europe's the window.
Alex, is that Nathan Patterson on the Everton B team now?
He's not played
yet. He's not played the first game yet. But Bassey, would you call it? He's on the short window playing in Europe. That's for everybody's seen. And he's definitely holding himself. He's holding himself away above anybody else.
I'm going to ask George a question, just for you. Just use all his shout out as soon as George starts talking. All right. George is passing but past Borna. Just everybody shouting at one time. On his go, just when George.
100%. The guy wouldn't shirk a tackle for anybody by the through MD. That Borna, man. As soon as he sees a tackle, he's away the other way.
And he's outside Patterson, who jumped ship and left forever for the money. Big Bassey has to jump ship. But Patterson jumped ship, but Big Bassey didn't. And I love Big Bassey. What a centre. What a centre half and what a left back. What a left.
Rangers, man.
What are they like? They've now turned into a double act. It's like, boys on these two.
No matter what you do.
God, you're saying
they're having another moment.
Another one, Ox.
There's been a few moments tonight, isn't there?
Fox will end up playing that, man, because he's a DJ, isn't he?
Life is like a roller coaster.
Oh dear. I think we've started a wee bromance. They've been on the notice step. Team away for the notice step, Linda, hand in hand, sword and shield.
That naughty step, it's been fairly
I must
busy
get it up and
tonight.
down
I don't think it's the first time they two have been put on the naughty step, but that's another story.
I think it's the first.
I don't think so somehow, Gio.
They'll refuse.
Right, okay. Listen, Bob Gia, just how big a game for us is on the journey? We've called it the journey. I think the journey's over now, but you know, we've got back 4 years ago. Progress Niederkorn, was it? Well, it was nearly 5 years ago now, but you know, and where we are now, but I'm not saying we're competing, but we're having results against top European sides. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's unbelievable. I mean, we've all been there the full trip. I didn't believe Rangers have turned the corner completely yet. I believe things can get even better. Once you know, we get once we get the. I mean, as I keep saying, I'm no one for finance. I just want Rangers to put the ball in the back of the net. But once Rangers get it right financially, we can get even better. We'll win the Scottish Cup again. We'll win the Scottish League Cup again. And we'll win the league again. We can still win the league this year. We can still win the Scottish Cup. And we can still go on to the UK Cup final. What's stopping us? Come on. Positivity all the way around, lads and lassies. All the way around. We're Rangers. We're a big, huge club. We always were. And as Alec touched on later on, every one of these clubs in this country is your sworn enemy. Nobody likes us, and we don't care. So good luck to the guys.
100%.
Brilliant.
All right, gives your last word of the evening. Robert Weatherall.
My last words are, guys, we'll get the battle fever on. Don't forget, we beat the Germans in 1945, and as somebody said last week, this is the easiest game Borussia Dortmund was going to ever have. And Hitler said the same in 45. So come on, Rangers, get in there tomorrow night. Give us a victory. No a draw, no a defeat. We can do this.
Come on, cheers.
Cheers, mate. Georgie boy.
So I can say, tomorrow we're going out there, man. No draws, no defeats. A Rangers victory, by the way. And outclass them. And show the world what we are. We are proper Glasgow Rangers. The most famous team in the world.
Cheers, mate. You take it easy, George.
No problem, Mark.
Bob Gia.
Well, I stood as a young boy tonight on the terraces at Ibrox in 1972 and watched Sandy Jardine, Derek Parlane score against the great Bayern Munich, the great Franz Beckenbauer, Sepp Maier, etc. I stood with tears in my eyes watching my team go into a European final. I'm in the same situation tomorrow night. A big European tie against a crack German side has got world-class players in it. And I believe, once again, we can get a result like that. Just go out and do it, Jeff. Simple as. Just go out and do it.
Cheers, Bob. Look after yourself, mate.
I'll bid you all a good night.
Alex the Washer.
Just what Bob Jer said. I was there myself when they beat the Germans, and we're going to do it tomorrow night. Everybody positive for Glasgow Rangers. The last 16, here we come.
Yeah. Bridgeman was always also there between 1939 and 45. Over to you, Wanda.
Great show tonight, Ox. It was a pretty lively one, so well done for your hosting skills.
I'm going to have a word with you. They two either have to come on as a couple, but no together.
It was absolutely brilliant. Great chat and lots of passion for our team. So Rangers, get us through tomorrow night. Really looking forward to the game, and just go and do it, Rangers. The last 16's there for us. So love the show. Great show tonight, Ox.
What about you, Bridgeman?
What can I say, by the way, as Linda said, an absolutely brilliant show. Really enjoyable and some crack for sure. And by the way, Linda, it was a great pleasure to have you as a co-presenter. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure for me. Anyway, I hope you had a few moments tonight, Linda, because you deserve them.
Cheers, Bridge.
Right. Can I just say that everything okay with my wife? I'll be there tomorrow night to see the Rangers. I hope my wee wife keeps well enough to let me see them. and I'll be very happy. I'll be there cheering them on. And let's put it this way, we've got a fabulous chance, an absolutely fabulous chance. And we've given ourselves this by doing all the hard work over in Germany. And now what we need to do is use all our experience from the management, from the manager all the way down to the substitutes, the last substitute. I know it's no Andy Firth anymore.
Hurry up, I'll get my work on Monday, right?
I just want to say, everybody, please, everybody that watches football, this is the Glasgow Rangers, and I'm in there. I'll be there tomorrow night. Get in there. Come on, Rangers. Go and beat them. Go and beat them. Do it.
Right, I'll say what he should have said to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly on this Rangers station. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need you.
They need us. Well said, Oxford.
That's what you were meant to say. Right? I thank all the callers, Robert and George, good fun. Davey and Ian, and of course the one and only Alex for Wishaw and Noor Mucker and Bob Chair, London and Bridgeman for doing the show, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:45 with a pre-match show. We'll be joined by the one and only Albert. Stay safe, everybody, and look after yourself. Take it away, Old School Blue.
A fantastic show, Oxford. Thank you.
Here's Alex.
Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad times, of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. Sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I would have a lad, I would show him the way, as he did on that day. And so here I stand with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lass, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the Jazz with my father and son. And it's sure safe to say, at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was a lass, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.